Assuming you haven't grown weary of me talking about how the global pandemic is impacting podcasting, I want to know how it's impacting you and your own podcasting story. Better together, you know. Hello and welcome to another Podcast Pontifications with me, Evo Terra. I teased something special yesterday, that this episode would be something special, and indeed it is. I want to know how this global pandemic is impacting you. I get up here, or it seems like I've gotten up here for the last 27 years, although I think it's been 2 weeks, and I tell you again and again and again about ways that this thing we call COVID-19, the stupid virus, as my friend James Criden likes to call it, how it's going to change everything for us and how we need to be dealing with that. You know, I'm not here to talk about the virus itself because I'm not a virologist, but I am the contrarian voice in the podcasting space, and I'm here to make podcasting better, and I'm here to bring up ideas that we podcasters, we working podcasters, should be thinking of and how we make podcasting better. But we've got this giant roadblock in front of us, this giant speed bump, this giant diversion that's hit us all. And it's hit us all, well, unevenly, hit more than some than others. But I think all of us either are impacted or, as I have said for the last few weeks, are going to be impacted. So what I wanted to do on today's show is two things. Well, three things, really. One is I want to tell you how it's impacted me, but then I want to get to the two more important things, which is what's in it, what's up with you, and how can I help. So give me a second to get through the first part because I want to spend most of the time on the last two. So personally, here at ShEvo Studios, which is where this is recorded from, things are okay. Personally, family-wise, no one has been diagnosed, no one's contracted the virus. My wife's had a fever for the last week, but it seems to be low grade. We don't think that's what it is, and neither do the health professionals we've chatted with. So I think health-wise we're okay. We have, there's a grocery store across the street that still has food. My wife is home, working from home from her job, and that's fine. And of course, I work from home all the time. As far as business-wise goes, since my job, I run a podcast consultancy, we have not had a slowdown, which is good news. In fact, I'm onboarding 2 new clients right now and have 2 more prospects on the hook for new jobs. So the people that I provide services for, the businesses I provide services for, don't seem like they're slowing down too much, which is good news for me, obviously, because that means I can go on. But I know that's not the case for everyone. I know that a lot of people who work in podcasting, who might not be hosts of podcasts, are really struggling right now. And I know that a lot of podcasters are also struggling. And yeah, some from the fact that maybe advertising dollars aren't flowing into their shows, but there are a lot of people that listen to this show who are independent podcasters that don't run advertising, don't even think about running advertising because their audience doesn't warrant this. It's not the size of that's required to make a good advertising, or they just don't want to do that. So their impact with podcasting is they're losing their jobs. They've been laid off, or the thing they used to do to make income that allowed them to do their fun hobby, that to put their art into the world, is dried up. So I worry about those people. And one of the things I want to do, and I want to open this up to all of you out there for listening to the show, is I want to hear the stories of how this pandemic is impacting you and the podcasts that you are engaged with. So, grab your microphone and just sit down and just send me something. It doesn't have to be long. In fact, I prefer it not to be long because I want to turn around and share some of these with the world if you're okay with that. I mean, if you're not okay with that, then tell me that you don't want me to share it. But record something. Tell me how this has personally impacted you and your show, what you think it means for the future. I think that would be a good thing for me to hear, I know, and perhaps for others to hear. I'll collect these and put them out as maybe bonus episodes or some other form of content. I'm not really sure what it's going to look like because I haven't seen it yet. But if you'd like to, and I'd love for you to, I want to hear the stories. I want to know what's happening out there with my podcasting buddies. Some of which I know. I mean, I'm connected to a lot of people. Some of them have been podcasting for a long time like me, some for a very small. And I'm hearing some stories here and there, but I want to try and collect some more of those. I'd like to get more, because it leads me to the third thing I want to talk about. I want to help. You know, I own a podcast consultancy, and we work for businesses who would rather have a podcast but don't really want to take the time to learn how to become podcasters. So obviously, if you need help doing that, great, but that's not what I'm here for. I also help a lot of those businesses and my clients make sure they're doing things the right way, solve problems, remove roadblocks and obstructions to get them as good as possible. So I'm focused on making podcasting better. And so my offer to listeners of this program is I'll help you. While this whole thing is going on, which doesn't seem to be ending for a while, you've got me for free advice. If you're trying to decide whether or not you should do something and you're not sure if it's just right or not, let me know. If your downloads are dropping and you're not sure if it's something that you're doing or not, let me know. If you're having difficulty getting on some platform or wondering what the right thing, look, you can jump on the various communities and ask just people at random, and you'll get a bunch of random answers, some of which are going to be great, some of which clearly are not. So if you want advice and opinions, and you would love to have someone like me with my expertise taking a look at things, but you say, I can't really afford it and I don't want to bother him, listen, I want to give back to working podcasters. You listen to my show every day, 4 times a week. The least I can do is answer some questions for you. I can do that. And I will do that. You're not imposing upon me. You're not taking advantage of me. This is an open offer. If you're a listener of my program and you're a working podcaster or you work in podcasting and you need advice, guidance, a nudge, you need to take a look at something, take a listen at something, you need my opinion on something, you've got it. You've got it. Reach out to me however you wish. Email me if you'd like to, evo@podcastlaunch.pro. I'm all over Twitter, Evo Terra. I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook, although if you tag me in something, I do see it. Instagram, Evo_Terra. It's up to you. However you want to reach out to me, do so. So today, grab that microphone, record a little bit about how you right now and your podcasting efforts are being impacted by the pandemic. Throw it up on Dropbox or something and send me a link to it. And then the second thing is, and the more important thing is, if you need some help, if you just need, I'm not a therapist, but I know a lot about this stuff. And I'm happy to help you. Just reach out. Tell me you're a listener of the program and that I was offering some free advice, and here it goes. That's it. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Good luck on Friday. I'm going to the grocery store on Friday. That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. And, we'll see what the weekend brings. But after that, it'll be time for next week, because we shall persevere. And I'll be back on Monday with another podcast, Pontifications. Cheers.